Now this is the bathroom, so I have the bathroom set up. Okay, when you walk in, a motion light goes off on this, and we can go to the bathroom, no problem. And we don't lose flushing abilities because we have city water, city sewer, so we can flush. We have light in here, and this light will last 35 hours, like on, which it's not always going to be on, obviously. Got it set up nice. I'm kidding. And my alarm system works because that's on backup battery. Got the fan going, it's nice and comfortable. So the freezer downstairs is on. I could put this light in the living room on if I want, but I don't want to because no need. Refrigerator's on. Got a little light there that's on because that power over there is on. Come in here. Light here on a power station that will run for over 17 hours. So this light will run for over 17 hours, and I got it on high. And in here we have a light, the Ryobi light, Ryobi fan, in case it gets too hot. I don't need it right now. Have a Ryobi fan pointing on the bed. A Ryobi light. This will last. I think I got so many it's not actually, the light's not flickering, it's just flickering on camera. But I got about 10 of these batteries fully charged, which would last me about 3 weeks with light. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even using the big power stations. There's still, I'll show you. Well, I'm using one of the big ones downstairs. I'm using my homemade one downstairs. And I have a few more there if I need them, but I don't need them right now. All right, just got the essentials on. The freezer is plugged in. This will run it for 35 hours. I know for a fact I've done the test. This is my homemade power station that I made. So I'm not even using one I bought. It's only pulling 50 watts. So this thing will run forever. And this I got set up to do just the refrigerator and a couple lights upstairs. So we could use the bathroom and stuff. It's plugged right into the transfer switch. And that's all I need. And then we're going to bed. All right. Well, good morning. I had a real life power outage last night. It's been out for, as you can see on my Google Home, it's still out. It's been out so far for 7.5 hours. And this is my setup that I used last night. And I'm showing how you have to be prepared with batteries and power stations. This is a Ryobi light that I have. It's not flickering in real life. It's just doing it on camera for some reason. I used this battery bank to charge the phone all night. If you look, the light is still fully charged, and I used it for several hours last night. Which I could turn it off now. This is the fan that I used because it was warm last night. But this is the Ryobi fan. I have it on low. And believe it or not, I was freezing, and I ran it for over 7 hours. Still have 75% battery left. Still running. Been running for over 7 hours. And come in here, and I'll show you that I'm not talking smack. Actually, I don't have anything. And I still have another big power station I'm not using. And I have several little power stations that I'm not using that I can use to charge phones and stuff down there, but I don't need them. In here, which is the oven, you can see the crew is still out there fixing the power. And I'll show you the crew. In here, have the Predator power station, which is still at 98%. We used this for several hours last night as well. And I have it on this light. Have it on this light that I used several hours last night. Only takes 12 watts, so this will run forever. Turned it off when I went to bed. That's what I used in here, and this lit up pretty much the whole corner of this house up here. I'll turn that off. Turn that off. here, I'll show you the crew is still out there fixing the power. The transformer blew out there. That's the crew. So you can see the guys out there doing the power, and I'll show you the power line that went. And if you come in here, I have the refrigerator on. It's been on for over 7 hours on a power station. I'll show you the power station that it's on. What's cool is when I put this refrigerator on, the line on, this little light went on, which I didn't even know was linked to the refrigerator, which lit up the whole kitchen last night. And you can see the crew out there working on the, let me come over here. You can see the crew out there working on the pole up there. Okay, so now let me take you downstairs and show you how I have the refrigerator on. If you come down here, it's the way I have it set up. This is my garage. Let me give you some, let me get my flashlight here. One of my many flashlights, and this is all my Ryobi batteries I have for my lights and fans and all that stuff. Okay. This power station here, which is my Jackery 1000 Plus, I have it plugged into the transfer switch. Now I could run a lot of things on this transfer switch. Obviously, all my lights upstairs, my heat and all that stuff. But I have just a refrigerator and that one little light on. And it ran for 7 hours. So far it's on 7 hours and I'm still at 60%. My refrigerator's only pulling 70 watts. So I only used 40. Actually, it wasn't even at 100%. It was at like 98% or something like that, 99%. So I only used like 38% in 7 hours. So this is running my refrigerator and that little light upstairs and a few small things. And it's plugged right into my transfer switch, which I'm happy that I put inside the house, because before I had power stations, I would just run this transfer switch wire under the door outside to my generator. And I put it inside so I wouldn't get wet and snowed on and stuff in the wintertime. So this works really well. Again, that's that. Now I have a deep freezer here that I made a power station myself. I made this myself, and that's the deep freezer. Again, been on over 7 hours, and I'm still at 13.3 volts left. This freezer's only pulling 60 watts when the compressor's running. I'm at 13.3. So this battery is still at like 80%, 90% even. So this setup here will run this freezer for probably a day or so, easily. This freezer's extremely self-sufficient. I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, it's very, very efficient. So that's the way I ran my. That's why I'm running my power right now during my power outage. Again, this is a real life power outage. Over 7 hours. They said it's going to be a couple more hours before they get it fixed. And this setup only cost me, to make this setup, I think it was like, I don't even think, $250, if that. And I got 1,280 watt hours of power with this setup. This inverter is a 1,500 watt inverter, which I could run this freezer. And I built this just for this freezer during a power outage. So again, that one's running my fridge. Only used like 38% in 7 hours. Plugged right into the transfer switch. And that's running my freezer. And the little ones upstairs are running the lights and stuff. These power stations are worth their weight in gold. I love them. Now I could easily hook up my generator outside and run it like that. But all night, it was nice, peaceful, quiet, no outside the bedroom window out here. It's just the way to go, man. This power outage is probably going to be a 10-hour power outage. When also, they claim, because I just talked to the guys out there, they claim that it should be on within the next 2 hours. So you're looking at about 10 hours of power being out. So these power stations ran my outage. Now, if it was cold out, this power station will also run my heat with no problem. I've done a test. I could probably put that video up here too. I done a test. It ran my heat for 24 hours with no problem in the winter. No problem, because I have gas, natural gas. And it takes very little wattage, very little volts to, no, watts to run my heating system. So anyway, again, always wanted to do a video like this of a real life power outage. And the Jackery, 59%. 59% running my refrigerator for over 7 hours so far. And like I said, this wasn't even at 100. I think it was at 98 when I hooked it up. So you're looking at, so 41, for about 38, 39% to run my refrigerator upstairs. And this one runs my freezer, no problem. So that's my real life power outage. I love it. Get these power stations. You won't regret it.